Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, let's have a look at the Autarch. So I'm just sharing my experiences, my learning curve. And this is it. So there, the Autarch. Now, I've generally used him on a jet bike. I know obviously you can take the jump generator, and you can take the wings, and you can obviously just have him on foot if you want to. But I found that if I'm going to do that sort of scenario, I tend to take Prince Uriel instead. We'll cover Prince Uriel in the next video. But yeah, jet bike for me is the way to go with the Autarch, because you get that toughness 4, which is really a good boost. And funny enough, when I play this guy, I tend to put him in with my Shining Spears, although he's pretty good with normal jet bikes, of course. But before we talk about that, let's have a look at the model. So I tried to make mine as WYSIWYG as I could. So what I did is I took his jet bike arm, which he comes with, I cut his hand off, and I replaced the arm with this, which is the Dire Avenger Shimmer Shield, because he does have a Shimmer Shield piece of war gear. And then I magnetise it as you would expect. So I actually magnetised his 2 flags. The main reason for that was storage, really, more than anything. I've magnetised the actual jet bike, of course, and what I did is I put my fusion gun just underneath the bottom there. The reason is, I mean, this guy here, he can take a single-handed weapon and he can take 2-handed weapons, like a fusion gun. But hey ho, he's riding a jet bike, so how is he going to be holding a single-handed weapon, a 2-handed weapon, and riding his jet bike? So yeah, I put my second option here. It is magnetised, but I don't use any other option. I always use the fusion gun, and I've magnetised his spear. His spear, fantastic, especially if he's going with Shining Spears. Although I do have the other weapons. So there's the Scorpion's Chainsaw, which I've never used, and the power weapon, which is a pretty good alternative if you're going to be putting him with some jet bikes. So yeah, that is the model. So what does he offer you? Because we've in the previous videos we've talked about Eldar and Farseers and what they can bring to your army, and how important they are to your army, especially in the current climate that we're in with our Eldar Codex being so old. Well, what the Autarch brings you, which could be very useful depending on your army build, is a +1 to reserves roll. This can be cumulative as well, so you've had 2 Autarchs +2 to your reserve roll, so it makes your reserves very reliable. So if you're going down the reserves route, that can be quite useful. I don't know that I would go double Autarch, to be honest, because the psychic power, not only the psychic powers for you, like Doom or Fortune, etc., but also the psychic defense is very, very important nowadays. Maybe 1 Farseer and then an Autarch, that is an option, but I wouldn't go full Autarchs personally, just because of the power of the Farseer at the moment. Things may change, of course. He does have some quite nice options. The Banshee Mask gives him initiative 10 first round of combat, although it's initiative 6 anyway, so he's pretty decent, but you know, for a few points, initiative 10. And then the Mandy Blasters, that gives him +1 attack, so he's got this 3 attacks base, he's got +1 attack. He's pretty good in close combat. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 6. He does have his 3+ save. He's got the 4+ and vulnerable save. And of course, with being on a jet bike, you can have that jinx save as well. So he's got the potential there, but you have to bear in mind that he's only strength 3. Fortune, you know, obviously is going to help. Not Fortune, sorry. I mean Doom. You know, if you're going up against a unit that you've already doomed. Strength 3, not so much a problem. 5s and then 5s again. But you have to bear that in mind. That's where the Laser Lance can come in as quite a nice option, because the Laser Lance gives you strength 6 on the charge, AP3. So that arguably is probably the best choice, really, to be honest with you. That's how I play him. I would normally have this on him, just to give you that extra strength on the way in, really. And it's got the strength 8 AP2 sorry, strength, what is it? It is, where are we? Strength 6, AP4, but lance weapon. So lance weapon, it basically brings it all the armour down to 12, so you can at least glance a Land Raider with it. It's got a few options. Not only that, it's got the haywire grenades on this guy as well, which is, I suppose that type of upgrade is probably more useful if you've got them as swooping hawks, if you've got the wings. But would you really be using swooping hawks in that manner? Check out the swooping hawk video if you haven't seen that yet. And warp spiders, again, potentially you could bring them down with warp spiders, but in the nature of what those type of units do, then again it probably isn't worthwhile. Although maybe with a big squad of warp spiders. But as you can tell, I don't really use the Autarch that much. I'm more Farseer based. The Samhan has obviously got the Seer Council in, which we're going to cover later. My Mekdar's got 2 Farseers in. And of course my Harlequin list 100% needs 2 Farseers, so I need that double fortune. So, or even triple fortune with Eldrad in there. So that's it really for the Autarch. I'm going to look at Prince Yril next, who basically is just an Autarch, but it's a special character Autarch. So yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.